Hi, I'm Sabrina from the Pixel team. Now let's talk about how Google's ambient computing vision comes to life when you're on the go. Pixel 4 introduces entirely new helpful experiences with more natural interactions. It's a completely redesigned with a new look, a new color, and a beautiful new finish. 5 years ago, our advanced technologies team began Project Soli to investigate radar capabilities. Here's what our first sensor looked like when we started working on Soli. Radar sensors have always been way too big to fit in a phone, so we shrunk it down into a tiny chip. Pixel 4 is the first smartphone with a radar sensor. For instance, Pixel 4 has the fastest secure face unlock on a smartphone because the process starts before you've even picked up your phone. Motion Sense prepares the camera when you reach for your Pixel 4, so you don't need to tap the screen. It's so much faster and smoother. Motion Sense can power down your phone when you walk away and turn it back on when you approach your phone. It also lets you control your Pixel with simple gestures. Swipe to skip a song, silence a call, wave hello to Pikachu. Working on a wide range of helpful new features, from gaming to personal wellness. Here's a quick look.
It's a very famous saying that any advanced technology becomes indistinguishable from magic. That's one of the things we talked about with Soli. It's a magical sensor.
I did it! I touched without touching!
Since the Soli sensor can detect the environment around Pixel 4, privacy had to be built in from the start. You can turn Motion Sense on or off at any time, and when it's on, all of the sensor's data is processed right on your Pixel. It's never saved or shared with other Google services. The Google Assistant is now deeply integrated into Pixel 4's OS and across your apps. You can quickly open apps, search across your phone, share what's on your screen, and a lot more. Check this out. Just give Pixel 4 a quick squeeze. Show me Maggie Rogers on Twitter. What are her concert dates? Share this with Vivian. Reply, let's go see her. Open Ticketmaster.com. Search for Maggie Rogers events. A key way we're making the Assistant this fast is with an on-device version of our language models that run in our data center. You also have new ways to manage your data. Choose a time limit for how long you want your activity data to be saved in your Google account. Or just tell the Assistant to delete everything you said to it today or this week, and it will. Now, how many of you have tried a voice recorder app? I know I've tried a few, thinking I'll be able to get organized by recording notes to myself, interesting lectures, important events. But then I end up with a bunch of untitled audio clips that I really don't know what to do with. So we created a new kind of audio recorder. We've had a Pixel 4 recording the show for the past few minutes. As you can see, with one tap, I can get Recorder transcribing my words in real time as I'm saying them. It is now 10:44, and it's pretty accurate. This means you can transcribe meetings, lectures, interviews, or anything you want to save. And now I can go into the search bar and find whatever I'm looking for. Let's see all the times I've mentioned Pixel across my entire library of recordings. The places where the word Pixel are said are highlighted in yellow in the playback bar, so you can dive into the exact part of the recording you're looking for. And you'll notice this phone is actually in airplane mode. All this recorder functionality happened on device. Now, I want to take a minute to talk about Pixel 4's OLED display. DisplayMate has awarded Pixel 4 XL their highest score, an A+ rating, visually indistinguishable from perfect. Pixel 4 is also our first smartphone with a 90 Hz refresh rate. And we've added some smarts. The refresh rate adjusts on its own depending on what you are doing. So you get a great visual experience while still preserving battery life. The new Pixel comes in 3 colors: just black, clearly white, and a limited edition called Oh So Orange. It also comes in 2 sizes, both with the same features and both available for pre-order starting today. Shipping starts on October 24th. Pixel 4 is now available through every major US carrier. For the past 3 years, Pixel set the standard for smartphone cameras. With Pixel 4, we're raising that bar yet again. The special sauce that makes our Pixel camera unique is our computational photography. And who better to talk about it than Professor Mark Lavoie from Google Research.
There's a saying among photographers that what's important to taking a great picture is, in order, subject, lighting, lens, and the camera body. Here's a slightly different take on this list: subject, lighting, lens, software. So by software, I mean computational photography. So what does that mean? It means doing less with hardwired circuitry and more with code. So Pixel 4 has a roughly 2x telephoto lens plus our super res zoom technology. You probably think this is a 1x photo. It's not. It's a zoom taken from way back here. By the way, super res zoom is real multi-frame super resolution, meaning that pinch zooming before you take the shot gives you a sharper photo than cropping afterwards. So don't crop like this. Compose the shot you want by pinch zooming. Everyone here is familiar with HDR+'s signature look. In this example, the window is blown out on the viewfinder, which might tempt you into fiddling with the exposure. This year, we're using machine learning to approximate HDR+ in the viewfinder, so you get our signature look while you compose your shot. So Pixel 4 has dual exposure controls. Here's an example. This is a nice HDR+ shot, but maybe you would like to try it as a silhouette. So you tap on the screen and lower the brightness slider a bit. That mainly changes the capture exposure. Then you lower the shadows slider a lot. That mainly changes the tone mapping. And voila, you get a different artistic vision. White balancing in photography is a hard problem. Is this snow blue the way this SLR originally captured it? Or is it white snow illuminated by a blue sky? Here's a tough case: an ice cave. It's blue light, but not a blue person. And here's what it looks like with Pixel 4's white balancing. With our dual pixel or split pixel technology, we've always been good at portraits and at macro shots. This year, we're computing depth, again using machine learning, from both dual pixels and dual cameras. This extends portrait mode to large objects and stand further back portraits. We also have a luscious new SLR-like bokeh. That's the shape of the blur. Look at the lights on either side of her head. We're doing better on hair and dog fur, which are hard. And of course, we still do great selfie portraits. We have continued to improve night sight in many ways and extended it to a use case that has always been sort of a holy grail for me. You could have taken this dusk shot using Pixel 3 last year. Using Pixel 4, you can take this nighttime picture from the same viewpoint. Astrophotography is about taking longer exposures and more of them, up to 16 seconds times 15 exposures. That's 4 minutes, but it's a single shutter press and it's fully automatic. By the way, you can't do this with a single long exposure. In 4 minutes, the stars do move and trees wave in the wind. So you need robust alignment and merging of multiple pictures. And for a 4-minute exposure, we do recommend a tripod or you can prop your phone on a rock. By the way, that's our astrophotography field testing team. And yes, they sat still for a long time for this shot. We can capture the moon, which, by the way, required some fiddling with those dual exposure controls I told you about. And we can capture a moonlit landscape. This is not daytime, it's the middle of the night, and the landscape is illuminated only by the moon. But what we can't do on Pixel 4 today is capture both at once in the same picture. The problem here is that the moon is blown out, and the Marin headlands at the bottom are just a silhouette. So is this scene forever impossible with a cell phone? Pixel is committed to making its cameras better with software updates. So stay tuned on this one. To sum up, 4 new computational photography features. Live HDR+ with dual exposure controls, learning-based white balancing, wider range portrait mode with an SLR bokeh, and night sight with astrophotography. Oh, and remember, you can use night sight for many things besides stars. Many things. So go out there and be creative with Pixel 4.
Thanks so much for joining us today, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you.